Hey guys, I'm IzDaisho, and I'm finally back giving you some live commentary. We're 4-0 with this Warrior Arena deck, and I'm pretty happy about it. I think I gave some really good live commentaries in the past, but none of them got saved. So hopefully this one will be just as insightful and wonderful and happy. And also hopefully you guys enjoyed the speeding up of the gameplay, so you didn't have to sit through, I think it was 35 minutes of raw gameplay, and I cut it down to like 15 or 16. Maybe it was only like 30 minutes, I don't really know. But it was definitely shorter by a good margin, so hopefully managed to save some of your time, not waste it with useless blabber like I normally do, or maybe useless finding opponent screens like I am doing currently. My internet connection in this house is not very good. I need to work on that. I need to figure it out, figure out why it's not good and how to make it better. Alright, so upgrade is probably not something I want to keep in my opener without any other weapons, but I think I'll keep the Slam and the Warsong Commander. Warsong Commander can be a really powerful card early on, and the reasoning is because I can just play it on turn 3 or something like that and then start playing other minions, and those can trade favorably, because generally being able to attack your minions into your opponent's minions is good for you, because you can make sure that it works out the right way. I'm going to open my door and hopefully that'll boost the internet connection. I have no idea if that actually works. Okay, I'm back. I know, I went away for a really long time. Did he just ping me and pass? That's awesome. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and drop this loot hoarder. If he wants to spend his entire next turn just pinging my loot hoarder, I'll be alright with it. But, yeah. Oh, sweet. Alright, so he basically used an extra crystal there that I just benefit from getting rid of, or having him not be able to use that crystal. And now next turn I have options available to me if he doesn't kill my Warsong Commander. If he does, then I can still coin out a Silverhand Knight or something. Yeah, I mean, I can actually deal with that without losing out on value. I could also just play Dark Iron Dwarf, and no, I can't. That doesn't even work. Okay. Because making this a 3/3 haste plus a 2/1 weapon is kind of insane. I had to deal 4 damage to myself, but I mean, when you look at when the dust settles, I have an extra weapon with a 2/1 weapon between our 4 drops, which is kind of awesome that I got to just keep that. Dark Iron isn't so good right now because I want Warsong to be, or I don't want Warsong to just be running into creatures. I want it to be sitting on the sidelines, cheering on my my creatures as they come into play. Unfortunately, it does not work so well with Hogger. Alright, that's not great for me, but it's not terrible either, because I can just drop a Silverhand Knight on curve. Yeah, that seems like the best option. If I had like another cheap thing to run into it, then I would probably just slam this, play the cheap thing, and then run into that. In fact, there's like a decent chance that I draw one. But to be honest, oh, I don't want to do that. We're just going to do this. Deal another 3 damage to myself, but I do have a lot of life to give here, so I think this should be alright with me. I do have to worry about something like Flame Strike, so I don't want to add something to the board like Hogger next turn. I'd much rather play Boulder Fist Ogre. That's annoying. Stormpike Command is a pretty good draw. It's like an okay draw, I guess. I don't know. Do I even want to play it, or would I rather just run this Warsong Commander into that and then play a Hogger? I think that might be better. I don't have any cheap creatures to play in my hand, so it's not like I'm really going off with this Warsong Commander anymore. I can just accept the 2-for-1. I've gotten a lot of value out of it already. Or not that much value, I guess. I don't know. It's put me in a position where I have the first creature, so yeah, this is basically the best thing about Hogger, or one of the best things about it, is that if you get it Fireball, then right now I just got a free 2/2. If he Flame Strikes, then I get to I get to 1-for-1 for Flame Strike. So it's generally a pretty good situation. All right, what do we want to do here? Should I slam this and run it into it? Then I can still play a 5-drop or even coin out a 6. Yeah, it sounds pretty good to me. Oh man, can't play that. But I'll probably have a good opportunity to play that. And I do want to play a Boulder Fist Ogre here. Well, no I don't. No, it's too late. I already coined. I shouldn't have played that because he hasn't played any polymorphs yet. And he'd probably... I don't know. It's tough to say whether you fireball or polymorph the first time. So I don't really know if he should still have it in hand. But he does. He has a polymorph and a fireball. But that's okay. Because he's spending most of his turn to do this, so then I can just play another threat next turn. I have more threats. That is for certain. So right here I'm going to play 2 things. I'm going to play this thing to just take that out. And I don't really need to gain life, so I'm going to lose a crystal here, but it's not that. As the game goes on, it's not really as important to play perfectly in terms of your crystals, because usually you're going to be able to dump your hand out pretty quickly. Though I do have a lot of expensive spells in hand. I have 2 5s, a 8, maybe, probably going to be less, a 4 and a 3. But I also could have played the big game hunter this turn, but I think I want to save it for if my opponent plays something big, because I think this game is going to go on for a long time. So I don't really want to just put pressure on him. I'd rather like have the game go longer. Arcane missiles. Well, this could be bad. I don't really know why my opponent did that first, because he could have just, I don't know. It seems like a mistake. Well, I can kill that with my Stampeding Kodo. That's nice. And I guess I play a Dark Iron Dwarf here. Just go upstairs for 6. Just because I want to get a 4/4 on the table. My opponent could Flame Strike and wipe this board, but this thing was going to die anyway, so it's really just a 2-for-1, and I still have a War Golem and a Sea Giant, so it's not really that big of a deal. Alright, there's a Wolf Rider and a Dark Iron Dwarf. And a ping, so it looks like it's going to be another clear board where I can just drop, I guess, a Sea Giant. If I want to be, or I could do Sea Giant plus something else. Do I want to armor up this turn, or do I want to play an Amani Berserker? I probably want to play an Amani Berserker. In case he plays something cheap, so I could still clear the board and go upstairs. I'm not too worried about Flame Strike right now. It's not too much of an issue if he Flame Strikes my Amani Berserker. Another Polymorph. Alright. I've got some more big hitters. That's one thing about this deck, is it's very balanced. I've got cheap creatures, I've got expensive creatures. It's just got a very nice curve to it. Again, I still don't want to play the Big Game Hunter because the easiest way for me to lose this game is just if my opponent plays a crazy Ragnaros thing. And I'd rather have Big Game Hunter to stop that from being the case. Man, I wish I still had my Dark Iron Dwarf. Looks like gonna do some more trading. Maybe I do not. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna... He's not dead, right? It's pretty close, but not quite. So I've got 9, 14 power. Yeah, alright, I'm just gonna do this. It doesn't seem like he's got a very good way to deal with that, and I'm just gonna armor up. Maybe I should have played the Guru, but it doesn't really... Actually, it does kind of... No, not really. It doesn't really do anything on this board. It's just a 2-power guy. And there's a good chance that my opponent is just going to be dead here. There's an Azure Drake. He's trying to find something to help him out of this situation. And that's sometimes the problem with Polymorph, is it's a threat that basically requires the same amount of mana as... yeah, it's not going to cut it. It's a threat that's requiring the same amount of mana as the... or it's an answer to a threat that requires the same amount of mana. So when those are the situation, usually they're okay if you're winning. If you're losing, then they don't really do anything. They just delay the inevitable. And I had enough threats that even though my opponent removed a whole bunch of them, I was still able to keep going. So I think I'll do one more game. Again, I want to keep these short. I don't know if I said that. Actually, yeah, I didn't say that because I said that in the last live commentary. But I want to keep these videos short because I want to make sure that I can get them out quickly enough. I know I took a long break, and I apologize for that. I don't want to have to do that again, even though I might be going away and weekends are going to be tough. I don't know. I got a lot of stuff going on, so I definitely want to make sure that I get as many of these videos out as possible. And I also don't really like myself watching 45-minute videos a lot of the time. I'd rather just watch a 15-minute video and then watch another one the next day or whatever. So, yeah, anyway, I'm rocking the green. I like the green. It's cute. I don't know. I don't think I want Cleave. It's not a very early game spell. Sometimes it can be if... Oh, actually, my opponent's playing Shaman. I probably could have kept Cleave. I didn't really pay attention to that. Got a fortunate draw here. Sea Giant is very, very good against Shaman, especially since it doesn't look like I will be taking control of the board very much. At the beginning, I'm kind of just going to be... Wow, another Shaman who plays a turn 1 Argent Squire. That's pretty cool. That's... Whoa. I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay, yeah, that's actually a great draw here. But, yeah, what I thought was going to be the case is at the beginning of the game was just trying to get a card advantage as opposed to a tempo advantage, and then I would try and take back the board later on with my Kodo and Sea Giant and stuff, but it looks like he's going to be able to do this the right way. It's a little bit annoying, but even so, it's not so terrible. Getting the Stormforged Axe out of his hand is somewhat valuable, and the fact that I have this Acolyte of Pain to hopefully get some card advantage is nice. It's pretty good on this board. My opponent's overloaded too. There's a Knife Juggler. Don't really know what to think about that. Oh, he's just going to straight up kill it right here. Works for me. So I get another draw. And then another draw. And none of those were really helpful. Alright, so I've got two options. I could either play the Novice Engineer, which will probably die to that, but if it doesn't, then it'll absorb the last hit, or I could play the Emperor Cobra, which, if he just gets lucky, or even he doesn't even need to get that lucky, he can just kill it. So I think I'm going to go with the Novice, because the Emperor Cobra is actually a pretty bad play here. And next turn I can actually start doing things. I just didn't really have a good turn 4 here, which sucks. But yeah, the Stormforged Axe really, really benefited him by being able to trade his life for cards and tempo. By doing that, it's really, really advantageous for him. So hopefully he doesn't end up... Alright, he gets it. But that's okay. I mean, it's not really... It wasn't a mainstay of my game plan that he wasn't going to hit it. Alright, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and drop the Kodo here. Hope to hit this. I've got a 50% chance. If I do, it's really, really good for me. And if I miss, then it might end up being bad. But yeah, if he had like a Rockbiter weapon, he'd be able to hit me for 5 and then kill my Kodo. But it ended up working out. So now Kodo's on the board. He's going to do some work stabilizing. Whether he kills the Knife Juggler or not, he is going to... he's definitely going to be doing good work. Oh, okay. So now he's just going to send the spell damage and... Yeah. So basically what ended up happening was, even though I couldn't go ahead and kill the Knife Juggler, I made my opponent use resources. Oh, that's actually a very good draw here. I made my opponent use resources to get rid of it. So I missed the Knife Juggler. That's kind of annoying. But yeah, I think I should be able to play this Cobra and get that trade off finally. But yeah, I definitely, of the 3 possibilities, was there only 3? No, there was 1. Alright, let's see. Knife Juggler and that, Knife Juggler and that is 2. Then that and that is 3. And then, yeah. So yeah, there's 3 possibilities, I believe. And that was by far the worst of the 3. There's a Doom Hammer. That's really bad for me. I have no good way of dealing with that. I don't have any oozes in this deck, so yeah, I've got to draw something here. This is looking like it might be my my first loss here. So since I can do 2 things this turn, if I do this, I won't play the Hogger, and presumably the Hogger and the Fen Creeper do similar things in this spot. Ugh, Doomhammer is such a brutal card when you're ahead, because I can't put pressure on his life total. Ugh. Yeah. Oh, he's silencing that. Sure. All right, so it looks like I'll be able. Yeah, that was weird, because now I'll just be able to trade for the. He has no good way of dealing with this Fen Creeper right now. That was awesome. If he doesn't trade. And if he doesn't trade his Knife Juggler, then I can actually play a Silverhand Knight and a Sea Giant next turn, and I might be able to get back into it. I'm still very far behind, but Looks like he is going to trade off his knife juggler here. And kill my loot hoarder as well. That's oh, he didn't kill my loot hoarder. Awesome.
Hey, give me that.
Wait, so what am I doing this turn? I don't want to play Hogger. I just want to play Arcanite Reaper and Big Game Hunter.
Hey, give me that.
Well, Big Game Hunter doesn't really do much on this board. But I think I want to play Arcanite Reaper so that I can kill this. So I guess I'm just playing Arcanite Reaper and armoring up. No, I'll play Arcanite Reaper and Big Game Hunter. And the reason being because I can easily lose this game to my opponent just burning me out, so I need to put pressure on his life total right away. At the same time, yeah, and by doing this, if he goes hit, then he's in danger of dying very soon. All right, so he's got a lightning storm, but that was I guess it wouldn't have done that much work. Okay, and he's still got 5 mana, but if he's just got a totem, that'd be nice for me. Oh, he's got a raptor as well. Might have to actually have to kill that raptor so that my Hogger can live. Yeah. It's kind of annoying, but I think it was the correct play. And we'll see. I mean, my opponent's got to have a couple of things, but he's got 4 cards in hand, so there's definitely a chance that he could just end the game here. Or in the very near future.
Well played.
Oh, looks like he's got me. Or maybe he just likes the fact that I played Hogger. I don't know.
I wonder.
There's a Rock Biter. And anything. Rock Biter plus... Oh, double Rock Biter. Yeah, that'll get there. Well played. There isn't... Oh, sure. That works too. He could have just done it to himself because I was at 8 life. But yeah, that was a good game. My opponent got control of the game early. I didn't have... Actually, why did I lose that one? Because... Why did his knife juggler stuck around for way too long? Because I just couldn't kill it for some reason. I don't know. My early game is a little bit weak. I guess I should have kept the cleave. Yeah, I was supposed to keep the cleave. If I keep the cleave there, I think I actually might win this game. But... That's alright, because nothing that my opponent did was something that I couldn't really answer. It was just the fact that he had controlled the board and his Flame Tongue Totem was able to go off, and that Doomhammer managed to get me. But anyway, it makes sense why he didn't kill my Loot Hoarder. Well, maybe it doesn't, I don't know, because he wanted to get it with the Lightning Storm. But I got to kill his Flame Tongue Totem for free, so I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, have a wonderful day, bye.